Hey guys, welcome back to Ocarina of Time with glitches. In this part I'm going to start putting the bombchus that I got in the previous section to good use. First of all, I'm going to head to the graveyard because there's a couple of things I can do in here which you're really not supposed to do as a kid, but that's never going to stop me in this playthrough. So yeah, as you might be able to guess, I'm going to head into the Shadow Temple, which some people consider to be the last temple of the game, but it doesn't make any difference because I'm not gonna finish the temple anyway. I'm just gonna go in and get something from it. But before I do that, I need to align myself with this black line on the wall. And this whole section is gonna seem kind of silly at first, but it does have a point. Backflip, going to C up mode, and I'm gonna align the left side of the B button with the middle of this light coloured part of the wall. Couple of side hops. Since I have ISG active, I can just walk into these plants to break them. And I'm going to go up to this one until it says grab. And now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to pull out a bombchu, I'm going to walk backwards a little bit, and I'm going to roll to the right at the same time I drop the bombchu. This is going to mean that when I try to pick up the plant to my right, I will get hit in the shield by the bombchu's explosion at the same time, and this is going to send Link backwards really fast. This is called a super slide. So let's try and do that. Yep, worked. Excellent. Now this thing is going to be active for as long as I hold R. It doesn't matter if you hold Z or not. But what's going to happen as soon as I let go of R is this. And the reason that happened is because Link doesn't have any power upgrades right now, no Goron bracelet, no silver gauntlets, which means that he can't actually pick up the plant, so it just teleports you straight back to it. And fortunately for us, the game doesn't save your height, it just saves where you were. So it got a new height as well, which is perfect. So now I'm up here, I have ISG active, which means Link's not going to really fall off of this unless I jump off. Just have to jiggle him around a little bit. And I can just run along the boundary. Nice and easy until I get into the Shadow Temple. Gotta be careful here not to fall down, I hate it when this happens. Need to try and kinda stay up at the corner and just wedge Link right in there, yeah, just like that. Of course, now I think I might be stuck. Nope. You can always usually backflip your way out of situations like that. Just have to make sure you don't go too far. When you get around to this part, the rest of it's real easy. Obviously with ISG active, it's pretty hard to fall off anyway. There's a couple other ways you can get up here early, but this is the quickest one. I only had to use one bombchu for it. So you can see down here that the Shadow Temple, the section hasn't loaded, there's no candles or anything like that, the door isn't there. If I were to jump down here and just walk through, then I would go through the loading zone and it would cause all those things to load, and because I don't have Din's Fire, I couldn't enter the temple. But if I just stand here and side hop straight in, I actually bypass the loading zone, so I'm now in this section with everything unloaded. But fortunately, just take ISG off now, the loading zone for the Shadow Temple is actually still here. So that's the first thing I wanted to show off, and because I'm paranoid I'm just going to save the game. I don't really want to risk wasted chews or anything like that. So the next thing I have to do is get across this gap. Obviously you can see there's a hookshot target, you're supposed to use the hookshot. Don't have it because I'm a kid. So I'm just going to do something else. I'm going to do a trick using a bombchu again, which is called a super flip or a mega flip, and what that is basically an elongated backflip. So I'm going to count the number of flashes on this bombchu, and when it gets to a certain point I'm going to let it roll in front of me, then I'm going to roll into it and do a backflip off of the explosion. The timing on this is very precise, and if I do it just right, Link should be propelled backwards through the air. Just enough to make it across. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So on the 7th flash I'm going to start pause buffering. I'm looking for the frame where the bombchu is purple, as in it's not flashing red at all. So I'm just going to slowly advance until I get to that point. I think it should be like maybe 2 more frames. 1 more. It's better to be safe than sorry with these, and just do it a little early if you're worried. It's much better than doing it too quickly and like overshooting the frame. Although it certainly can get frustrating when it takes as long as this. But that's okay. Okay, so this is the frame I'm looking for. During the unpause lag here, I'm going to hold R, Z, and A. I'm not going to touch the analog stick. So Link is now rolling at it, and I'm now going to look for a certain frame. I'll point it out when I get there. Obviously this trick is possible without pause buffering, but it's pretty tricky. It's very precise. So it's not this frame. It's not this frame, I think it's the next frame. Okay, on this frame I'm gonna, during the unpause lag, hold R, Z, down, and A. And just like that, right across the gap. Entered the Shadow Temple as a kid. So I could go and do other parts of this dungeon as a kid, but there's no point. It's tricky, and I want to do it as an adult anyway, plus it would go against the whole reverse dungeon order thing. So I'm just going to go in here and get the treasure from the dungeon. I could use the Lens of Truth if I had magic. I'm just going to demonstrate right now that it doesn't do anything. It doesn't let you use it. So even if I didn't know the way, I'd still be screwed. But fortunately I do know the way after years of playing this game over and over. So in here is a familiar boss already. It's the only thing we've fought in this playthrough so far. I'm just going to destroy it the exact same way I did in the bottom of the well, using power crouch stabs. It doesn't really matter if I take damage here, my heart should be replenished when I do a save warp in a minute. So 2 more hits should finish this guy off. Just make sure I've still got this stored for the power crouch stabs. And he's dead, and I can now collect the treasure when it appears. I hope the audio on the microphone is a little louder than it was in the previous part. I changed the settings a little bit, so hopefully things should be a little clearer now. So here's something that's completely useless for Child Link, but are going to be immensely helpful when I'm an adult. And since I'm doing the Spirit Temple last, it's going to be very helpful. In fact, I think it may even be required for me to have these for some of the tricks that I'm going to do in there. So rather than walk all the way out, obviously there's the hover boots, can't do anything with them, I'm just going to save, I'm just going to reset. So, oh yeah, I keep a backup of this file just in case anything goes wrong. Okay, so I can just exit the Shadow Temple, and as you can see now, all the things are back, the candles are there, the door is closed behind me, I can't get back in. So I'm gonna have to just... oops. Oh, forget it, I can't do the camera trick right now. I'm just gonna have to exit this place because there's nothing more for me here. In fact, there's nothing else I really want to do in the graveyard either, that was all I wanted to get. And of course I could have got it as an adult, but it's a lot more fun and cool to go in there as a kid, I think. And yeah, as I pointed out earlier, my hearts are replenished. They always go back to 3 if they're less than 3 when you do a save warp. Oh, something else that I can quickly show off actually on the way out of here. First of all, I'm gonna store this, so I've got a power crouch stab of a jump slash. I'm gonna get ISG from that eventually. Okay, so now everything that I touch is gonna be like damaged with the power of a crouch stab. Not a crouch stab, a jump slash. And that's gonna be helpful for exactly one thing over here. There is a Skulltula on this thing that you're supposed to use like the slingshot or the boomerang, or I guess even a bombchus to reach, but if you just use ISG you can actually kill it just by touching it, which is pretty cool. I'm not really going to collect Skulltulas in this playthrough, I just wanted to show that off. I guess if I find any others that are unique like that, I can also show that off. Oops. Okay, so I'm just going to exit Kakariko now. I need to make sure that I've taken enough damage from this next section because I'm going to have to die for something soon. But before I get to that, I can go down to this owl and I'm going to try and skip it. Yeah, if you just do that just right, you can land right next to the check thing for that. And this is a problem actually, I need to take more damage. Okay, I'm going to fast forward until night and then take more damage from the Style Children. Okay, so it's now daytime and I let some of the Style Kids hit me during the night to get me down to 1 heart. And we'll see why that was so important in probably a couple of minutes. Until then, I'm going to head to Zelda's castle, because the next thing I need to do is get Zelda's lullaby. And yeah, it's one of the songs that actually is required. I'm going to skip a lot of the songs in this playthrough, but that one is absolutely required. Because you can't get magic without it, that's the main reason. And also if I do the trials in Ganon's castle, which I might do just for fun, I'm going to need it for one of them too. But it's mostly for magic. So I'm just going to head straight there right now. It is possible to skip that owl's text using some frame perfect movements, but it's just ridiculous and completely infeasible for real time. So yeah, that bleeping is really annoying. I promise it won't last that long. We're almost there. What you're supposed to do normally is run around all the guards and just carefully dodge them all. What I'm going to do is I'm going to walk up this wall. If you walk right onto the seam, Link will sort of just jump off the ground a little bit. And if you line the left side of the B button with the seam itself, and slowly walk up. And just check every now and again and make sure you're still aligned, because you don't want to fall off by accident. And you can just get up here, and you can just run all the way to the castle. Of course the guards can't hear you even though you're right next to them and you're rolling really loudly. And from up here you can see that the castle isn't really complete at all. They're still building it. You can just walk right through this fence. So I need to get over to this side before it turns night because the guards block you at night. So I'm going to pause buffer a damage boost from this. I'm going to look for the frame after Link jumps off where he starts moving upwards. So he's going to go down for 1 frame and then up the next frame. I think it might be the next one. Yeah, I'm just being overly cautious here. I don't want to accidentally miss the frame. Okay, I guess it's 1 more frame because he's actually further down now. Any minute now. There we go. So in this frame I'm going to press R so that he drops the chew. And then I'm just going to hold B. And just like that. Boosted straight across. No need to talk to Talon or Malon. No need to get the pocket cuckoo or any of that crap. You just get in with a good old-fashioned bombchus. So I'm going to take this section a little easier than I normally would just to make sure I don't get caught, because I'm obviously have to conserve my bombchus. I only have 7 of them left. I will be able to get more later on, but until that point I do need to make sure that I don't waste any. I don't want to have to do that trick again. You know, if you actually do side hops throughout this entire section, and every single one of your side hops is frame perfect, like you'd press A on the first possible frame, shit. So after that embarrassment, I came back here again, and I was really happy to find that these boxes actually are already pushed into the right spot. I forgot the game does that. Whenever you enter this place, it just assumes that you got in there legit, as in you moved him and then pushed him over, so whenever you go back outside, they're already in the right spot. Which is awesome, because it means I don't have to waste another bombchus. So I'm gonna, I guess, be extra careful this time. Although it doesn't really matter too much because, like I said, the chest is still there. In fact, yeah, I'm just gonna be a little quicker actually. I'll go around this way this time. This guy would never move. He's making me nervous. Come on. And as usual, they can't hear you, even though you're very, very loud. I'm not gonna bother taking the up high route. I can just roll by here and he won't see me. This room is by far the hardest part of the castle, as in it's like the most random, it's the easiest to get caught. reset after getting caught in the second room. But whatever, as soon as this guy moves I can just run straight past. I'm trying to talk as much as I can right now to drown out the bleeping heart sound, because I know how annoying it is to listen to it. Okay, hopefully I can get in here before he sees me. Okay, that was fast. So, here's Zelda's room. Obviously Zelda herself isn't going to give me the lullaby, but I do need to talk to her to trigger the cutscene where it does happen. So, actually, hold on a minute. I think I am going to have to waste a bombchus because I need to have half a heart. Well, whatever. We'll get to that later. For now, I'm just going to talk to her. And she talks for quite a while, so I'm probably going to edit this part out. So, end of the cutscene. Got Zelda's letter. Probably not going to use it at all. In fact, definitely not. I don't want to stand there and talk to that guard at the bottom of Death Mountain for 10 years while he tells me about his son's mask problems or whatever. So, obviously, the next thing to do is talk to Impa. But I don't want to waste a bombchus. I wonder if I can get the guard in here to throw something at me. You're supposed to use like the slingshot and shoot a bullet in there. And he throws a bomb at you, but I don't think he's going to do it. And obviously over that side you can see Mario in there, and there's some other characters too, but that's all irrelevant. So I'm going to try... Actually no, I forgot. I need to take damage first, don't I? So I'm going to do basically what I just did right there into the cutscene, and hopefully I'll die as it starts. I'm just trying to align myself with this wall, yeah, like that. Turn 90 degrees to the right. Just like that. So Link is now dead, but as you can see the camera changed. So, as far as the game knows, I'm actually in the cutscene where you learn Zelda's Lullaby. I'm going to continue playing just to show off what actually happened there. I've got the song. It's there, it's completely functional, but of course I don't have an ocarina quite yet. So I can't really do anything, at least that's how it seems right now. But I can talk to her, and she'll just take you outside. I guess this is what happens if you like come back in and talk to her again, she just takes you back out. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to show off for this section, so I'm just going to save the game now. Even though I just saved that a second ago, just to make sure. So yeah, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you next time.